Today, my name's Adam Troy, and I have the pleasure of being in front of you today as the Director of Missions and Community Development here at the New Salem Baptist Church. And so let me hasten to welcome you on behalf of our pastor, Reverend Keith Troy. Listen, this is a milestone because he don't come out on Monday, so y'all please clap it up for him since he had, I thought it was a hologram for a minute, man. He doesn't come out on Monday. So, and certainly on behalf of our First Lady, Brenda Troy, who is in charge of facilities. So we certainly want to welcome each and every one of you here today. Our director of comms is here, and she would be upset at me if I didn't tell you that our mission here at New Salem is to lead a connected life. And in fact, one of the ways we do that through our Community Development Corporation is that we work daily to create a connected community. Hopefully you can see over my shoulder how we begin to do that on behalf of people and property. Very soon you'll find out that they'll be opening for the Kinline Place apartments, 45 brand new apartments, which, as Delina Scales knows, will be the largest affordable housing complex in the past 20 years. So give it up for Linden. We're very proud to be a part of that. And then we just, after 30-something years, Mayor took down the old barbed wire fencing that was connected to this church by the previous owner. So all of this beautiful, ornate fencing you see around you is our way of reinvesting back inside the community. So y'all, they're not out here, but give it up for our facilities community as well. And so let me welcome you on behalf again of our church leadership. Many of them, there'll be a number of speakers who you'll hear from today. They, like us, are working on creating a connected community for the betterment of families and generations yet unborn. So feel welcome. In fact, turn to the person next to you, because if my pastor was here, he would say it's a great day to be alive. So just welcome everybody who's here. There you go. And I'm going to call to the podium our first speaker, Commissioner Clark, who we're happy to have with us. So give it up for her as well.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone, and for braving this balmy weather. Let's call it. So first, I would like to welcome the mayor here to Linden. I've lived in Linden for about 27 years now, and I've seen quite a bit of change, and I'm hopeful as to the direction that we are going. And as a result of resident concerns, the city has been responsive, and that's where we get this program that we are talking about today. What we're trying to do, obviously, the objective is to reduce and eliminate dumping in the Linden area. I'd like to share a quote by Emily Dickinson that says, if you take care of the small things, the big things take care of themselves. But in this case, we're going to start with the big things and then bring it down to the small part of the funnel where we will, I'm challenging the residents to start picking up trash in the area so that we can support the dumping that we're trying to take care of. So in support of this initiative, again, I'm challenging the residents to do their part. In conclusion, I'd like to thank the mayor and the Columbus Public Service of Central Ohio and Central Ohio Crime Stoppers, as well as the Division of Refuse for this collaboration. So give a hand to everybody who's involved. Thank you. Oh, and next I'd like to introduce Bertus of South Linden Area Commission.
So first of all, thank you, Mayor Ginther, for the opportunity to speak. Thank you to all of our city officials, Representative Bell, Director Gallagher, City Attorney Klein, and Council Member Remy, and to the leader of this great church, Pastor Keith Troy. My name is Vertus Erkins. I am a South Linden Area Commissioner, also a resident of South Linden. And I welcome you here as we address the issue of illegal dumping in our neighborhoods. So picture this, you're driving down your street, you look over, you see old mattresses, chairs, trash just strewn about. One example of that is you could go down 17th Billiter Boulevard, 17th to Hudson, and it's an eyesore. And illegally dumped trash will attract additional dumping in the area because people believe it's a safe spot to dump. Not only is it an eyesore, but it's a potential health issue. We have residents who are proud to live in Linden, and we would like to keep that feeling of community pride. So I am so happy and grateful that this issue has not been taken lightly by our mayor. This is why South Linden and North Linden, we stand and we support you, Mayor, and we support your efforts in our Clean Neighborhood Initiative. Thank you and welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mayor Ginther.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Good afternoon. What a great day here in the city of Columbus, in one of our great neighborhoods right here in Linden, and to Pastor Troy and to Adam and to the entire New Salem family. Thank you all for hosting us here today. Thank you for your continued commitment to Linden and to our neighbors. All the great speakers that we have here, our commissioners, City Council Member Remy, City Attorney Klein, we're just grateful for each and every one of you. You know, New Salem has been so instrumental in our efforts to revitalize Linden and to create a safe community for everyone who calls this neighborhood home. And all you have to do is look over my shoulders here at this incredible partnership at Ken Lawn Place, as Adam mentioned, 45-unit affordable housing complex that now sits upon land it's secured from New Salem. 5 single-family homes are under construction or nearly finished. And New Salem is a valued partner in the city's Walk Safe on Cleveland Avenue initiative. We're grateful for the North and South Linden area commissions' support for Walk Safe and other city initiatives to ensure the well-being of the community. A big thank you to the commissioners for joining us today, and to their colleagues for all the work they're doing on behalf of Linden residents. This announcement represents yet another strategy to help protect and elevate the entire Linden community. One Linden is a plan developed and driven by the community, and this is another important step forward with the realization and the execution and implementation of that plan. I'm excited to kick off this new partnership with Central Ohio Crime Stoppers to help identify illegal dumping suspects caught on camera and hold them accountable for breaking the law. Our neighborhoods are not dumping grounds, and if you choose to dump in our neighborhoods, we're coming after you. These offenders devalue our neighborhoods when they knowingly dump trash, tires, construction materials, and other debris in our alleyways. I repeat what I have said when we launched the Clean Neighborhood Initiatives. If you choose to dump where our children play and where we live, we're coming after you. Since we began our campaign against illegal dumping more than 3 years ago, steady and measurable progress has been made throughout a multifaceted approach. 3 Division of Refuse crews, 1 at each of the city's transfer stations, are dedicated to daily alley sweeps. Their sole focus is to clean up illegally dumped items. Since 2019, this incredible group of public servants have collected nearly 18,000 tons of illegally dumped trash and debris and more than 13,800 tires. It's completely unacceptable that dumpers abuse our neighborhoods in such a blatant and disrespectful fashion. Refuse collection has also added more equipment to aid in illegal dumping cleanup. Cameras are now used in dumping hotspots to help catch offenders and to help our solid waste investigators build cases for prosecution. Additionally, my 2022 operating budget provides funding for 3 new rear loader trash trucks that refuse collection will use to collect dumped items and overflow trash from the 300-gallon residential containers in alley hotspots. These large containers are magnets for dumpers, and their illegal use prevents residents from having enough space to properly dispose of their household trash. You see 2 of the new rear loaders here today, and the 3rd arrives in just a few weeks. Their size allows them to fit into tight alleys in some of our older neighborhoods, and they do not require a CDL driver to operate. Back to those 300-gallon containers for just a minute. As part of our Clean Neighborhoods initiative, refuse collection has replaced more than 4,000 of those 90-gallon residential containers to help cut down on illegal dumping. We strengthened enforcement as well. In 2020, a stricter refuse collection city code, Title 13, was adopted in partnership with Councilmember Remy and his colleagues to create civil violations enforceable by the city's solid waste investigators and law enforcement officers. Civil penalties up to now $1,000 exist for dumping illegal and abandoned property violations in city alleys and the public right-of-way. Illegal dumping, criminal charges, and convictions are increasing each year too, thanks to the relentless efforts of our refuse collection solid waste investigators and City Attorney Klein's diligent staff. Since Clean Neighborhoods was launched, the number of investigators has grown from 1 to 5. These hard-working dumping detectives investigate illegal dumping locations, searching through debris for clues, and interviewing witnesses and suspects to help build criminal enforcement cases as they work with the City Attorney's Office. Their investigative partnership with City Attorney Klein's team has led to more illegal dumping cases being filed in Franklin County Environmental Court and to more convictions earned and fines paid. And now, our new partnership with Central Ohio Crime Stoppers will enable us to hold even more dumpers accountable. I want to thank Napoleon Bell and Crime Stoppers for supporting the city's anti-dumping efforts and for including photos of suspected dumpers in Crime of the Week postings. Napoleon will now tell us more about how residents can work with Crime Stoppers if they recognize a suspect in the photo. Please welcome Napoleon Bell.
Thank you so much, Mayor. Thank you, Adam Troy and Pastor. It's also good to see members of Crime Stoppers board here. Also to Councilmember Remy, City Attorney Klein, Director Gallagher, the North Linden Area Commissioners, and members of the community. We look forward to working with all of you on this very important initiative. Central Ohio Crime Stoppers has been a nonprofit partner with the community and law enforcement for over the last 45 years. We have taken thousands of anonymous tips over the years and given out tens of thousands of dollars to those anonymous tipsters whose tips have helped law enforcement solve those heinous crimes like murder, robbery, and even felony theft. Now, the Central Ohio Crime Stoppers Board and I, as president, recognize that there's also quality of life crimes that can lead to more serious crimes, and we want to stop it before it becomes serious. Illegal dumpsters are disrespecting neighborhoods on a daily basis, and we want to help stop it and hold the offenders accountable. So, Central Ohio Crime Stoppers is excited about the partnership with the City of Columbus Department of Public Service and to help crack down on the worst of the worst illegal dumping suspects that dump their waste in our city neighborhoods. We will utilize our website, social and print media, and network TV to provide the pictures of the worst, but we're asking the community out there watching this, to help identify these individuals anonymously. As always, with Central Ohio Crime Stoppers, your tips are anonymous to everyone. So with that anonymous tip, we will provide a cash reward if that tip leads to an arrest and or indictment. Well, let me say that again, a cash reward, not a check, not a credit card, but a cash reward. So be sure to check daily our website, our Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and our collaborative efforts to ID the worst illegal dumpers. So call in your anonymous tip to 614-461-8477, or you can use our phone by downloading our P3 Tips mobile app. Don't forget, we are in this together, and we need the community's help to really make a difference. So with that, I'd like to introduce our City Attorney Klein.
How's everyone doing? You guys look like you're hot. A little chilly out today. To Adam and Pastor, thanks so much for having us. Mayor, council members, great leaders of our area commissions. Thank you so much. And it is a great day to talk about this really important announcement and partnership that is going to make a significant continued difference in all of Columbus's neighborhoods. Illegal dumping, first and foremost, it's a quality of life issue that our families deserve better and our children deserve better. These crimes oftentimes impact areas that are already faced with other issues like crime and blight. And it's important for us under the mayor's leadership and initiative to step up and form these partnerships to hold illegal dumpers accountable. That's why the city attorney's office is working so hard in the partnerships that we have with Refuse and now with Crime Stoppers to prosecute these cases. And in fact, our office meets with Refuse and Service on a monthly basis to figure out strategies to fight illegal dumping. We build these cases to hold people accountable. And Mayor, I pulled some numbers. In 2021, year to date from last year, 40 individuals and 86 separate accounts were cited on the civil side, collecting almost $80,000 in fines. In 2021, we had 28 individuals that my office prosecuted for illegal dumping, including 49 separate accounts, leading to guilty pleas and convictions that have recovered tens of thousands of dollars in fines and court costs, but also because these offenders more likely are repeat offenders, significant terms of probation to monitor them to make sure they don't continue to dump in our neighborhoods. And just this year, 3 months in, we've already prosecuted 8 people for illegal dumping, and we're only 3 months into the year. We take this very seriously because our neighborhoods and our kids deserve better. And as long as I'm the Columbus City Attorney, this will be a priority for us to hold illegal dumpers accountable. The partnership today, and thank you Crime Stoppers for what you're doing and your tips in the community that can lead to the accountability, that can lead to the arrest of these individuals and the citations of these individuals is critical on how we build these cases for accountability in our community. So thank you so much. And at this time, I want to turn it over to our Public Service Director that runs quarterback for the Department of Refuse, Director Gallagher. Thank you, Director.
Well, good afternoon. Thank you, Mayor Ginther, City Attorney Klein, and Councilmember Remy, and everybody else for supporting the Department of Public Service as we aggressively battle illegal dumping in our neighborhood alleys. The department is proud to lead the Mayor's Clean Neighborhoods Initiative. We remain determined and focused on cleaning up and ultimately ending illegal dumping in our communities. We are eager to work with the Central Ohio Crime Stoppers and to add another tool to the city's toolbox to identify and prosecute dumping offenders. As Mayor Ginther outlined today, the Division of Refuse Collection and Administrator Tim Swager, who's here with us, have continued to expand tactics to fight illegal dumping. The new trucks that are here today will complement the cleanups that refuse collection dumping crews perform daily in alley sweeps. They will collect dumped items and top off 300-gallon containers to prevent overflow in our littered alleys. Dumping cleanup is important to the health and well-being of our neighborhoods. Enforcement is key to ending it. Data collection and mapping through 311 reports of illegal dumping have allowed refuse collection to identify the alley hotspots and to maximize the use of covert cameras in alleys prone to dumping. The cameras have captured acts of dumping and led to suspects being identified. Our expanded team of solid waste investigators allows an investigator to cover a hotspot zone, become familiar with the neighborhood, and build relationships with residents who may be able to assist in dumping investigations. criminal enforcement has ramped up thanks to partnership with the solid waste investigators who have established with the city attorney's office. More dumpers are being caught and more are being held accountable. Civil penalties levied thanks to the new version of Title 13 are also making a dent. In 2021, over $76,000 in fines were issued in 40 separate cases involving 86 counts of code violations. So far this year, $11,500 in fines have been issued. Now we are joining forces with Crime Stoppers to help identify other offenders. Our enforcement message is clear: illegal dumping will not be tolerated in our community. We anticipate that residents will provide helpful tips when they see Crime Stopper photos of dumping suspects, much like they have been helpful in assisting the work of our solid waste investigators. I ask residents to keep contacting the city's 311 service center when you see a dumping site or when you see someone unlawfully dumping trash. Help be the city's eyes in your neighborhood. If you can safely take a photo, we will work with Crime Stoppers to share photos and ask the community, do you know this dumper? All of us work together to end this unacceptable and disrespectful offense in our neighborhoods. And each of you can also do a part in ending litter in our neighborhoods. The city's Keep Columbus Beautiful program benefits from the hard work of thousands of volunteers who devote time to litter pickup in neighborhoods throughout our city. Their contribution to neighborhood cleanups in 2021 was huge. They picked up almost 255,000 pounds of debris. That's 127 tons. Councilmember Emmanuel Remy often works with Keep Columbus Beautiful and volunteers on litter cleanup efforts. He is here to talk more about these efforts. Councilmember Remy? Thank you so much.
As I was walking out of the house, I thought to myself, should I get a coat on to go out today? Because is it going to be inside or outside? But knowing the Department of Public Service, it's going to be outside, and it's either going to be extremely cold or extremely hot. But this is indicative of what our men and women of the division go through on a daily basis. So let's give a big hand for the people that actually do the work. We appreciate you. And then it's Ohio weather. Wednesday it's going to be 76 degrees. So good afternoon, and Adam and Pastor, thank you so much for hosting this great event today. It's been a pleasure working with you over the past 4.5 years. I look forward to many more to come. City Attorney Klein, Napoleon, the Mayor, and our Commissioners, Director, thank you. Thank you so much for being here today. I can't express how thankful I am to be a part of this. Since my tenure on council, residents have shared their concerns regarding illegal dumping throughout Columbus neighborhoods, especially our neighborhoods with alleys and 300-gallon refuse containers. Illegal dumpers and other contributors have gotten more bold, more careless, and more aggressive over the years. Imagine the day after your refuse was collected, you go to the alley to place your trash in the refuse container and it's completely filled already. Not only does it frustrate you because this waste is not yours or any of your neighbors, but you now have to walk halfway down the block to dispose of your waste until your next collection. Imagine going to your alley and you see illegally dumped waste just sitting on the ground behind your home or a neighboring home, which in a matter of days or hours will become a magnet for additional dumping. This has been the experience of our residents for far too long, and they've been having to deal with this on a daily basis. But I am proud to be here today to say that that neighborhood pride is still alive and well in many, if not all, of our neighborhoods. Many of our residents have rolled up their sleeves and participated in community cleanups and include residential streets, highways, alleys, and many other public right-of-ways. Just last week, or I guess it was about a week ago, we were doing Kick Butt Columbus with Keep Columbus Beautiful. And I still drive by 11th and 71, the ramp that council did, and it still looks good for now. All of our residents are in a fight with us, and we are thankful for them. This is why I'm excited for Crime Stoppers and the Anti-Dumping Initiative. This is one of many critical relationships needed to crack down on illegal dumpers and other bad actors who create the blight we see in our neighborhoods. This new collaboration will be a welcomed resource Columbus residents need to help all of us mitigate illegal dumping and blight. There was a point in time where people were less likely to engage in these behaviors because no one wanted a $500 fine. But over time, this mindfulness has gone away and it needs to be restored. Today, the new day begins. This initiative could be another tool used to restore that mindfulness with the help of Columbus Crime Stoppers, the City Attorney's Office, Columbus Police, and the many other residents that have helped to put this together will not only hear but see what we are serious that will not only hear, but they will see that we are serious about cracking down on illegal dumping. Thank you to Mayor Ginther, Director Gallagher, Administrator Tim Swager, Napoleon Bell, City Attorney Zach Klein, and all the others that have got us here today. We are very supportive of this initiative. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Council Member, and to everyone here today. And I appreciate Council Member Remy's shout out for our team from DPS. If you're one of the folks that work in refuse, the Department of Public Service, would you raise your hand so we could just say thank you for what you do in our neighborhoods every day? Thrilled to have law enforcement here with us, with Columbus Police, all the great folks in the City Attorney's Office that are part of City Attorney Klein's team that are all making this happen. We know that tips from residents will help us identify suspected dumpers and photographs, building more cases and gaining more convictions. And this partnership is a new tool that reinforces the message that dumping in our alleyways will be prosecuted. Our top 3 priorities: neighborhoods, neighborhoods, neighborhoods. And this is another clear example of what partnerships can do to support our top 3 priorities. We're committed to smart strategic investments, new solutions that elevate and improve the quality of life in every corner of our community. And this partnership, as well as the additional resources we're devoting this effort, will move us all closer in that direction. We're happy to take a few questions for the press, or if you'd prefer to do one-on-ones, what's your preference? One-on-ones? Okay. I'll ask everybody to stick around. We may be doing jumping jacks to stay warm. But thanks everybody for being here today.